The oceans cover more than 2/3 of the Earth's surface, yet much about them remains a mystery. Just below the surface hides a strange and magical world. Colorful, wonderful creatures waiting to be discovered. And share their secrets. This is Earth's last great frontier, and one of the most challenging places to explore. An environment as fragile as it is harsh and unforgiving for the animals that live here and struggle to survive. In this big blue world of oceans.
The warm, sunlit waters around the equator hold one of the most diverse ecosystems on the planet, covering less than 1% of the Earth's surface, but home to 1/4 of all marine species. Coral reefs are the rainforests of the sea. Reefs are made up of colonies of coral polyps, tiny animals that secrete hard exoskeletons to support and protect themselves. The beautifully intricate structures they create provide food and shelter to over 1 million different plants and animals. And millions of people also depend on coral reefs for food, income, medicines, and protection from storms. But everywhere, coral reefs are under attack. Overfishing, pollution, invasive species, and climate change are wreaking havoc on these important places. Working to keep them healthy are the very creatures that live here, each of which plays a unique and vital role on the reef. The more species in an ecosystem, the more resilient it will be to change, and the greater chance it has to survive. Plant-eating fish, like blue tangs, have one of the most important jobs on the reef. They travel in schools and graze on algae, which compete with corals for access to sunlight. Some corals even send out emergency help signals when threatened by toxic algae. In response, fish come to the rescue. By trimming back algae, these fish save coral from being suffocated or poisoned by their deadly competitors. To keep blue tangs and other herbivorous animals in check, the reef relies on predatory fish like jacks, barracudas, and sharks. Horse-eyed jacks prey on small fish, shrimp, and other invertebrates living amongst the coral. They often school around Caribbean reef sharks, one of the most formidable predators on the reef. But the jacks are unfazed, even though a reef shark could easily swallow them whole. They know that reef sharks hunt mostly at night and pose little threat during the day. As apex predators, sharks keep the reef healthy by weeding out animals that are weak and sick. As many more sharks begin to arrive, the smaller fish are getting skittish. Whatever they're here for, it can't be good. In the deeper waters just beyond the coral reef, a group of sharks is circling. Most sharks live a solitary existence, but some are more social. These lemon sharks have gathered here together to take a break from swimming and rest. It was once believed that sharks must keep moving in order to breathe. Now we know they can rest along the bottom as long as the current flows through their gills. Other species find time to relax at cleaning stations, places on the reef where tiny fish and shrimp feast on bacteria and parasites living on other fish. Another cleaner by trade, the parrotfish, is constantly tidying up the reef. Its teeth are fused together, so its mouth looks like a parrot's beak. A parrotfish uses this beak to scrape algae off rocks and get to the even smaller algae living inside coral polyps. In its throat is another set of teeth that grind up the coral skeletons. It excretes fine sand that carpets the ocean floor and builds beautiful white sand beaches. A parrotfish will graze constantly throughout the day, producing 700 pounds of sand per year. What otherwise would be a rocky seafloor now provides places for other creatures to hide. In shallow waters near coral reefs, stingrays spend much of their time buried in sand. Their tails are equipped with serrated venomous spines, which they use for self-defense. They have the most complex brain of all sharks, rays, and skates. And like their cousins, they hunt and navigate by picking up electrical patterns around them. Other species have evolved different tactics to keep a low profile. Dimly lit fields of soft coral are perfect places to blend in. Trumpetfish are impressive camouflage artists. Closely related to seahorses, they have elongated bodies that grow over 3 feet long. They float head down, changing color as needed, and ambushing anything that swims below them. Peacock flounders prefer to lay low. Born with eyes on both sides of their heads, one eye moves to the other side as they mature, which helps them get even lower. For some, camouflage helps catch unsuspecting prey. For others, it's a cunning way to hide from predators. Decorator crabs stick plants and other animals onto their shells, while these shrimp have transparent bodies, so they match their background no matter what. Emperor shrimp blend in well on the backs of sea cucumbers and crawl inside when they need to hide. Some just pretend to be other animals entirely. Upside-down jellyfish are easily mistaken for sea anemones. But the masters of camouflage are octopus, squid, and cuttlefish. They can quickly change colors and patterns to hide from predators. Some even glow in the dark. In the warm waters of the Caribbean, a group of reef squid is going about their day. At night, they'll leave the group to feed on their own. They have the largest eyes of any animal on Earth relative to body size, which they rely on to find prey in the dark. Caribbean reef squid are voracious hunters, devouring 60% of their body weight in fish, crab, and shrimp every night. Within the group, each squid has a specific role. Some are constantly on the lookout for predators and warn the others of approaching danger. while other larger squid are responsible for defending the shoal. By controlling the pigment in their skin, they can change their color and pattern to confuse prey and communicate with each other. Using a language of visual signals, they can send one message to a squid on their right while sending a different message to a squid on their left. And when a predator gets too close, they can change to a pale color and jet away. Another group of colorful reef inhabitants are sponges. From tube-like to barrel to branching, their hues and textures add even more complexity to the reef. They keep the reef healthy by filtering the water and producing waste products that feed other species. They are also a favorite meal for hawksbill sea turtles. Sea turtles have been around for 100 million years, since dinosaurs roamed the earth. Yet today, hawksbills are critically endangered. Entanglement in fishing nets, plastic pollution, and poaching have caused their numbers to plummet. Found in the tropical waters of the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans, these graceful marine reptiles thrive on coral reefs, where there are abundant sponges, jellyfish, and sea anemones. They are even able to consume prey that would kill other animals, like Portuguese man-o'-wars and toxic sponges. Their narrow heads and hawk-like beaks help them extract food from the crevices along the reef. Because of their tough shells, their only predators are sharks, crocodiles, and very large octopuses. In many cultures, sea turtles represent longevity and endurance. But on the reef, another group of animals outlive all others. In the Gulf of Mexico, a species of black coral was found to be more than 2,000 years old. And in the deep sea, some corals are thought to live for over 4,000 years, longer than any other animal in the ocean. With danger around every corner, growing old on the reef isn't easy, especially for animals on their own. While some team up with different species for protection, others mate for life. French angelfish form monogamous pairs and spend their days foraging on algae, sponges, and soft corals. They work together to defend their territory from competing pairs, like gray angelfish. After a long day of foraging, the pairs return to their hiding places on the reef, dedicated to protecting each other at all times. As prey animals evolve different strategies to stay alive, predators must also adapt to keep up. This predator-prey cycle keeps the reef in equilibrium. But some species, like the Pacific red lionfish, end up in places they don't belong, throwing the entire system out of balance. Native to the Indo-Pacific, lionfish were recently introduced into the Western Atlantic, where they're gulping down native species at alarming rates. Since they have no natural predators, their numbers are exploding, and if left unchecked, they could alter this important habitat forever. One of the lionfish's favorite prey is the yellow goatfish. Without important grazers like these, the entire reef could die. With endless caves and crevices for animals to hide in, carnivorous creatures have developed unique strategies for finding a meal. A large school of yellow goatfish is preparing for their daily hunt along the sea floor. Using long, whisker-like barbels on their chins, goatfish rummage through the sand in search of worms, clams, and other crustaceans. Smooth trunkfish have developed a similar strategy for finding hidden prey. They live on sandy seabeds and coral reefs in the Caribbean, Gulf of Mexico, and Western Atlantic. Growing to nearly 2 feet long, their oddly shaped bodies are covered in bony, plate-like scales. Trunkfish are slow-moving, solitary hunters with uniquely evolved jaws. Instead of digging for its dinner, a trunkfish blasts away sand with a jet of water and sucks up whatever it finds. With bulging mouths like the trunkfish, wrasse are the most abundant fish on the reef. Around the world, 500 species come in a range of vibrant colors, shapes, and sizes. These Creole wrasse cruise over the reef, sucking up tunicates, larvae, and jellyfish floating by. They are the only species of wrasse to also feed on plankton. While some creatures have to work for their dinner, others let their food come to them. Garden eels are opportunistic feeders. With their bodies halfway out of their burrows and mouths wide open, they sway with the current, gobbling up any plankton that come their way. Perhaps the most charismatic animals on the reef are the blennies. As ambush predators, they dart out of their burrows to grab their prey before making a hasty retreat. Usually shy and reclusive fish, blennies can be extremely territorial. Though it may not look intimidating, the giant frogfish is a voracious predator. Camouflaged to look like a sponge, they sit motionless, dangling a fleshy lure from their heads to attract prey. Anything that passes within range gets swallowed in a single giant gulp. Nocturnal epaulet sharks hunt using suction. With specially adapted pelvic fins, they walk along the bottom, sucking up worms like a vacuum. But not all worms are sitting ducks. With sensory antennae and hair-triggered jaws, the bobbit worm bites back. The animals that call the coral reef home come in all shapes and sizes. Many have specially adapted bodies to hide and hunt among the many nooks and crannies. Sharp-tail eels are long and slender, allowing them to explore small spaces and feed on hidden creatures. Moray eels prefer to ambush their prey. These opportunistic apex predators have small eyes and rely on their keen sense of smell. The shape of their jaws and teeth varies from species to species. Most have large teeth for gripping slippery prey and shredding flesh. Perhaps the most alien-looking creatures on the reef are the sea anemones. Their bodies are a single polyp, topped by a ring of stinging tentacles that expand to catch prey. Some species form symbiotic relationships with fish or other animals, which benefit each other. Life on the reef is an endless parade of unique shapes and flashy colors and intricate textures. But there's even more going on than meets the eye. Shining ultraviolet light on the reef reveals a whole new world. Different from bioluminescence, these animals have the ability to re-emit the UV light as a different color, a phenomenon called biofluorescence. Many animals have compounds in their tissue that scatter, reflect, or absorb UV light. Some also have UV vision. Scientists only recently discovered that many species, from corals to sea turtles to eels, are biofluorescent. It may have evolved as a way to communicate with each other or to protect themselves from harmful UV radiation. Every new discovery brings us a step closer to understanding our oceans, our planet, and ourselves. We may never really know how many secrets the reefs are holding. But if we let them disappear, we may never find out.